Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well. In the last video, we took a look at the chords that Jimi Hendrix played. So in this one, we're going to take things a step further and see how he played those cool riffs, fills, and licks within the chords. This is the heart of his style, really, that soul, R&B, funk thing that he really made his own. But you can hear the influence of players like Bobby Womack and Ernie Isley in there as well. We're going to take a look at a handful of chord shapes and see how you can develop ideas within them, and this will help your own rhythm playing. You can make things more interesting using these ideas, and of course it will help for learning Hendrix's repertoire because you'll see how he did things. Let's get started. The first chord we're going to look at is a root position E major chord, this shape here. So it's basically an E major triad spelled root, third, fifth root. So let's start seeing how we can add some embellishments to that shape. So Jimi commonly adds double stops within the chord shape, and he'll just move one or two fingers around to get the fills, so we can get this. So all we're doing there is moving notes on the G string to begin with, from fret 6 to 4, and then on the D string, fret 6 to 4. But we want to keep the second finger on the 5th fret of the B string all the way through. Now when you're playing that, don't worry too much if you're catching 2 strings or 3 strings. Jimi would sometimes play 2, sometimes 3, so if you're doing this, it doesn't matter. So the next thing we're going to see is how Jimi would introduce hammer-ons into that chord shape. So we've taken the same phrase from example 1, but now we're doing these really fast hammer-ons on first the G string and then on the D string. And that's a real hallmark of his style. Now the important thing with these hammer-ons is that the note that we start off from, the 4th fret of the G string, is only going to sound very briefly. It's called a grace note, and we want to hammer on with the 3rd finger to the 6th fret as quickly as we can, making sure that that 2nd finger is holding down the 5th fret of the B string as well. So we're not doing this, we're not going. The 3rd finger hammer-on is much quicker. And then the same effect on the next double stops on the D and G strings. That hammer-on's fret 4 on the D string to fret 6 on the D string. Using that index finger bar, so we're stopping the 4th fret of the G string as well. And you have to make sure you don't extend the hammer-ons, otherwise the timing will go out of place. If we do this, we've lost the effect and we've extended the bar as well. So it's always these quick hammer-ons. If you're enjoying these ideas and you want to go further with them, come and check out the course I've put together. There's a 40-minute video and 25 examples, all tabbed out, which will get you through many playing situations, and you'll really get to the heart of the Hendrix style. You can check that out on my Patreon or a one-time purchase using the links in the description below. Let's carry on. Jimi would frequently play a longer lick within the chord shape as well. So rather than just playing hammer-ons or slides on the double stops, he'll play the double stop and then surround it with a little note run like this. So what he's seeing there is a mixolydian scale, the E mixolydian. And then he plays the run on the G string, which is 7/6/4. But it's played within a double stop. So we keep the 2nd finger on the 5th fret of the B string and move the notes on the G string around it. So to do that, we've got to get right onto the fingertips so we're not blocking off the B string like this. So fingertips as opposed to flat fingers. And then put it all together and you get this. The next example is a really kind of obvious Little Wing reference. Again, we're keeping the thumb hooked over the root note, fret 5 of the low E string. We've got this simple triad here, 3rd, 2nd, 1st fingers, and we use the 4th finger to play the melody. In that case, the melody is just on the 7th to 6th frets of the G string, played within that double stop. And you'll often find that kind of phrase played with quite a swing fill like this. Jimi's music is full of these beautiful, rich chord voicings that he'd have taken from the soul and the funk genre that he worked in. So this example is based around this big A6-9 chord. Now there are two ways you can do this. First off, you can see it as a sort of a G-shaped chord. So the 2nd finger is on the root, 5th fret of the E string, and then the 1st, 3rd, and 4th fingers are on the top. On the G, B, and E strings at frets 4, 5, 5. And then we have this, what's called a triple stop at the top, 3 strings played together, and the slide. But you can also do the chord with the thumb over the top, thumb on the bass note. So it's a matter of preference, but I would say that's a great way to practice using that thumb on the bass string and then making the chord shape around it. The next examples are based around one of Jimi's favourite chord shapes. It's a first inversion triad. That's fret 11 on the A string, fret 9 on the D and G strings with the 3rd and the 1st fingers. The double stop licks are actually easier to play in this chord shape because they normally fall under the 1st finger, double stopping on the D and the G strings. So for this example, we start with the low E, chord, then the embellishment. And the embellishment there is the 1st finger barred at fret 9, another grace note hammer-on 9 to 11 on the D string from within the double stop. And you can also slide 9 to 11 on the A string for a really cool sound. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed that one. Don't forget to subscribe and leave any questions or comments for me below. We'll be doing some more Hendrix soon. I'm putting together a lesson on the licks that he played within chords, and then we're going to take a look at some actual examples from his repertoire to see how he put it all into practice, from some of the well-known tracks and some of the lesser well-known. That's coming up soon, so until then, take care.